All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and finally, we're going to report on day 4 of training camp practice, which would be the practice under the lights. Yes, both me and One Bar have been gone this weekend. I just got back. He's actually going to be at training camp tomorrow, so maybe he'll have some notes and nuggets live from training camp. But we're going to recap. I'm sure a lot of you guys already read about what happened, but we're going to go over some of the highlights and kind of give our own spin on it. Be sure to drop hashtag swag in the comments for your chance to win some One Bar and Lupagus swag. Maybe it'll be a cool headband you can wear when you run. Maybe it'll be some really, really short shorts you can give your grandma. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever you want. Hashtag swag to find out what you will get. All right. Well, obviously the big takeaway and the biggest thing that came out of camp was actually what happened prior to it, or the practice. I shouldn't say camp. The practice last night. It was, Kirk Cousins, or it was Kellen Mond testing positive for COVID. Kirk Cousins, Nate Stanley having to sit out due to close contact, COVID protocol, whatever. So they're out till like Thursday or Friday. So Jake Browning was the only quarterback on the roster. And, from what I can hear, what I've read, what I've seen, he took advantage of his opportunity and played pretty damn well. Yes, he wasn't spectacular by any means, but this guy stepped up. Made some nice throws, threw some deep balls, threw some short intermittent passes, hit Irv Smith, hit Adam Thielen, hit KJ Osborne. So right now, I don't know how you could say Jake Browning not only is going to he's not only going to make this team, but he's probably your number 2 quarterback at this point. Kellen Mond, he's going to miss almost a whole week's worth of practice. That's going to set him back. Yeah, by midseason, I'm sure it'll be his job, but all signs right now point to the Vikings keeping 3 quarterbacks, which they have not done in about 3-4 years. So Jake Browning, I think he's going to earn himself a spot on this team. And don't be one bit shocked, Mr. Browning, no pun intended, is your number 2 when the season starts. Again, like I said, Kirk Cousins may not be back until Thursday or Friday. With Stanley out, Mond out, the Vikings probably going to look to bring in a veteran quarterback. I saw some name out there I never heard of before, Cold Cutter or something. I've heard of Turd Cutters, but not Cold Cutter. Sean Mannion just signed with the Seahawks, I think, today. So he's not an option, but we'll see what the Vikings can dust up and find out there. I think Kyle Sloter's floating around somewhere. But again, I'm not going to make a comment on whether someone should or shouldn't get the vaccination, but I just hope something like this doesn't pop up during the season. We can't lose our quarterback for a week or 2. No way in hell. Not if we're going to try to be the team we want to be and make the kind of deep push that we want. So hopefully this is the only COVID-related crap we get this year. I really thought it was going to be over with at this point. So like Mike Zimmer, I'm also very disappointed. KJ Osborne continues to make plays. Another nice play last night from Browning. This guy just keeps continuing to shine. And with BC Johnson's injury, I know One Bar did a video on it this morning, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But this opens the door for Osborne to make the team, maybe find a role. From what I could read, Chad Beebe had a pretty quiet night. So he's probably still going to make the team because his coaching staff loves this guy, but I don't know how much playing time he's going to get if Osborne continues to shine. D.D. Westbrook comes back healthy when he's ready to go. So BB might be an odd man out when it comes for playing time, but he's probably got a spot on this roster. Speaking of Westbrook, he still hasn't practiced with the wide receivers. He did field some punts, as did KJ Osborne, Chad Beebe, and Amir Abdullah. So again, the Vikings throwing a bunch of guys out there when it comes to punt returners. I hope they just settle on one, whether it's Westbrook or whoever, and just let them get all the reps. I don't want another rotation like we had a couple years ago. It was horrible, it was pathetic, it was sad. Let's pick our guy and give him all the reps in all the preseason games. Let's go back to the O-line here. Dakota Dozier and Oli Udo split reps at right guard. Mike Zimmer said it was basically open, the competition at right guard. He also threw Drew Samia's name in the mix. So you got 2 turds that you know there and 1 turd that you don't. And he didn't mention Wyatt Davis at all. So I'm not going to look into this too much yet still, because I think Wyatt Davis will be the guy after preseason game 1. All of a sudden they'll try him at right guard starting and he'll end up winning the job. That's what I fully expect. I'm not surprised he's going with the veterans at this point. But you mentioned Oli Udo, Dakota Dozier, and Drew Samia. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of those guys didn't even make the team. But anyway, gross. I haven't heard anything of Mason Cole. If you guys heard anything of Mason Cole during this entire preseason, drop it in the comments. I don't know where he's been. It's been very, very quiet on the Mason Cole front. Greg Joseph, our kicker, Sounds like he was pretty inconsistent. He made a couple. People were getting excited, and he missed the next two. Not shocked. He's been, hasn't kicked in a while, but we want to see a consistent leg from Mr. Joseph when they start to count. So let's hope he gets that figured out. And then just one last thing. The D-line seems to kind of be having their way with the Vikings offensive line. If there is one weakness, one kryptonite on this Minnesota Vikings roster this year as they prepare to make that deep push that we talked about earlier, it's got to be the O-line. They're kind of rolling the dice here. Likely going to have a starting rookie left tackle, right guard, either two complete turds or an unknown or a rookie. So, and you got a questionable center in Garrett Bradbury. You got a stud right tackle and a questionable left guard in Ezra Cleveland. So a lot of question marks in the Vikings O-line. You might say, how can it be worse than last year? They were third in the NFL. We also said, how can anybody be worse than Pat Elflein? Then we saw Drew Samia play. So let's hope that's not the weakness. And, yes, the Vikings D-line is kind of stacked, but you like to see the O-line kind of step up and match them, rise to the occasion a little bit here and there. So again, it's the first week of preseason, first week of training camp. So not a lot. Just don't put a whole lot of stock in anything you read right now. Yes, it's exciting. Yes, it's cool to see some of these things happening. But again, let's just slow it down a little bit, enjoy it, and just let it all play out. So finally, we are caught up. That was your training camp day 4 Under the Lights edition. Again, don't forget, drop the hashtag swag, and don't forget to keep your skull in your hole.